these angles. So first one, it says what type of angles are angle 1 and angle 4? What do you think? Those are corresponding angles. Top left with top left. So those are corresponding angles. How about 6 and 8?
Alternate interior.
6 and 8. Those are alternate interior angles. Good. 2 and 3?
Same side interior angles.
What do you know about same side interior angles?
They equal to 180. They're supplementary.
They are supplementary, right? The S one is the supplementary one. So same side interiors, 2 and 3, those are going to add up to 180. And then 5 and 6?
Vertical.
Those are vertical angles. VAT is vertical angles theorem. That says they're congruent. I would probably take that just because I knew you were talking about vertical angles then, but technically it's not the vertical angles theorem that is that. I just always write vertical angles. All right, look at this picture. If the measure of angle 8 is 35, what is the measure of angle 1? Why 35? They are alternate exterior angles. So keep this in mind. Alternate exterior, alternate interior, and corresponding. All of these are congruent, right? Same side interior angles are supplementary. They're going to add up to 180. So just keep track which is which, whatever ones you have. Set them equal or set them equal to 180. All right, then look at 4 and 5. Angle 4 is 3x plus 9. Angle 5 is 6x minus 12. How do you solve for x? Set them equal. What kind of angles are those? Alternate interiors, right? We know alternate interior angles have to be congruent. So we're going to say 3x plus 9 equals 6x minus 12. So take away the 3x, you get 3x. Add the 12, you get 21. So x is going to be 7. All right, look at this picture. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, which lines are parallel? M and N. If you look at angle 1, that's here. Angle 2 is here. We're only touching M, N, and B. Okay? And it's not going to be that B and M are parallel and B and N are parallel because those are intersecting, right? So the two that would be parallel would be these two with B as our transversal. So we would say M is parallel to N. Okay, what if, I made my eraser real small. What if we say angle 3 plus angle 2 equals 180? Then which lines are parallel?
A and B.
A and B. If same side interiors are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. So those would be your parallels. This would be your transversal. So A would have to be parallel to B. Any questions on that first chunk? All right, next one. 2 segments parallel to JF. Here's JF. Tell me a parallel.
JK.
Say
GK.
what?
GK.
Oh, okay, GK, yes. GK would work. What else? IM would work, and HL would work. So any of these 3 are parallel to FJ. They're never going to intersect, but you could put a plane through them.
Will I get points off if I do the little, you know how you just put a line? Will I get points off if I do a line with arrows?
I mean, technically it's not correct because I asked for 2 segments, right?
Okay.
And if you give me a line, you're giving me a line. I don't typically mark off for it, but the best answer is a segment. Okay, two segments that are skew. What does it mean to be skew?
They're not parallel.
They will not intersect, but they're not parallel. They're in a different plane than your initial thing, right? Okay, so we are looking at HF, which is right here. JK would be skew. GK would be skew. LM and IM. Okay, and you don't need 4, but I'm just giving you all of the options. All right, look at problem number 10 here. First of all, what kind of angles do you see?
Oh, same side interior.
Same side interiors, right? Here's your parallel lines. Here's your transversal. They are on the same side of the transversal. They're to the right of the transversal, but they're inside your parallel line. So same side interior angles. What do you know about same side interiors, Kate? They equal 180. So we're going to take these two angles and we're going to add them together. 4x minus 25 plus 2x minus 38 should equal 180. So 4x plus 2x is 6x. Negative 25 minus 38. How's your mental math? Good job. Negative 63 equals 180. So now we're going to add 63. So you get 243 equals 6x. And then we're going to divide, oops, not by 2, by 6. Did I do that wrong? No. So 243 divided by 6 would be 40.5. Right? Did anyone plug that in? I think it's 40 and a half. Okay, look at this one. What type of angles are those?
Corresponding.
Those are corresponding. You have your parallel lines. Right? This angle with that angle are corresponding. They sit top right from the one vertex, top right from the other vertex. So what do you do with correspondings? You set them equal. 4x minus 24 should equal 2x plus 18. So take away the 2x, add the 24. What is that? 42. Divide by 2. So x is 21.
We're so
Use put a degree for logic.
No, because x isn't a degree. X is a value within the angle, which is a degree, right? So you don't have to call that degrees because it's not 21 degrees. It's the value of x to make up how many degrees that angle is. All right. Take a look at these. I want to know x, y, and z in this scenario. And you could start with any one of them. You can technically find x, y, or z independently right now. What are you going to do next?
Z is 90 degrees because it's got that square thing.
Okay, z though is this one, right? Z is this angle. The 90 is this angle, right? So it's cutting through. So z is not 90, but that angle, that bottom angle is 90. Kate.
63 and y are supplementary, so it would be.
Okay, so if you start at y, this is a linear pair, right? A straight line. So y plus 63 is going to equal 180. So take away that 63. And you get 117 for y. And I always write these in as I find them because they usually help you with another one somewhere. Jared, were you going to give me one? Who raised their hand back there? Z, y, and x will equal 180. They make a triangle. Yep. Jack,
Z equals 14
how did you get that?
because I added up 41 plus 63. And then I subtracted that from 180 to find the other bottom angle. And then I took 90 minus the bottom angle.
Okay, so he took these three angles and said, I know that's a triangle, so it's got to equal 180, right? So 41 plus 63, I'm going to call this W for now, plus W should equal 180. So this is 104. We're going to take away 104, and we get W is 76. Okay, so that angle is 76, and if I know the whole thing is 90, then 90 is going to be Z plus 76. So take away the 76, and you get Z is 14. What's X?
49.
How'd you find it?
I did 117 plus 14. I added that up, and then I did 180 minus 131. And then I got X.
Okay, so here's one triangle that you could work with, right? You could say 14 plus 117 plus X will equal 180. Okay, if we simplify that, this is, what is that, 131? Is that what you said? So take away the 131, and X is going to be 49. Did anyone find it a different way? What if I look at this triangle? Oops. If you look at the big triangle, you have 90, 41, and X that have to add up to 180 as well. So the beautiful thing about this is you could have started anywhere, right? You could have started at Z. You could have started at X. You could have started at Y. Find the one that you see first and start there, and then work your way to the next. Okay? Any questions on that? How many triangles are in that picture?
4.
3 triangles, right? You have the two smaller, you have this one, you have this one, but then you also have the whole thing. Okay, so 3 separate triangles that you can work with, and a triangle always adds up to what?
180.
180. Okay, now 13, you could use the little shortcut I taught you. How many of you actually want to use the shortcut when you do these problems? Do the rest of you do it the other way, where you find the middle angle and then go from there? Or you just don't really know yet?
95 and X equal the outside angle.
Right, so the shortcut, remember these are called remote interior angles, and this is your exterior angle. So we said the remote interiors have a sum of the exterior angle. So if I add these two together, 95 plus X, it will equal the 140. Okay, so if you take away 95, can someone do that? What is that?
45.
What is it?
45.
45. Yes, thank you. So you would get 45 degrees that way. But let's say you don't like that, or you don't remember the shortcut. Take a look at this. I know that I have a triangle right here. And a triangle is always going to add up to 180. Well, I don't know this bottom angle, but I can find it. Do you see how you can find it?
140 plus X equals 180.
That's not X, but plus that missing angle, right? So this is a linear pair. If this one's 140, then this has to be 40 to add up to 180, right? So you could always find that angle and then do the 3 angles of a triangle. 40 plus 95 plus X should equal 180. You will get the exact same thing. You'll still get 45 degrees. Okay? Are you good? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Parallel versus perpendicular. How do you tell if lines are parallel? They have the same slope, right? They'll have a different y-intercept, but they'll have the same slope. Okay, so if I ask you to write the equation of a line that is parallel to this, what are we looking at? What number?
Negative 3x.
Negative 3. What do you do with the 7?
You cross it out.
Nothing.
Get rid of it.
Ignore it. We don't like it, okay? All we want is that the slope is negative 3. If it's going to go through this point, that's going to be my x1, y1. So what form am I going to use?
Points.
Point slope. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay. I haven't talked to Mr. Lever about this, but I think he'll be on board. I think I'm going to give you a little like point slope form, y equals mx plus b. Point slope. Slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Point slope form, y minus y1. So you'll see the form there. I think I'm going to give you those. But I have to verify with him that he's okay with that. So no promises, but that's what I think I'm going to do. All right, so parallel to this, through this, what's that going to look like?
Y minus 5 equals negative 3 x plus 2.
Y minus 5, y minus your y value equals the slope, negative 3, x what?
Plus 2.
Plus 2. Minus a negative 2, right, is plus a positive 2. So this is your equation. Y minus 5 equals negative 3 times x plus 2. Okay, 15 gives you two equations, equation number 1, equation number 2, and asks, are they parallel or perpendicular, or is it neither?
Perpendicular.
Why?
Because slopes are opposite.
The slope, so here's one slope, right? 1/3. Here's the other slope, negative 3. They are opposite reciprocals, right? From 1/3, change the sign and flip it over. You get opposite reciprocals. So we would say they are perpendicular. Okay, opposite reciprocals. Okay, here's the one that gets done wrong on the test the most. Talk me through it. If I want the equation of a line that goes through 2 points,
You have to find the slope.
you have to find the slope first. And slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So please label them. Even if you think, I know this, just label them. It's so helpful. This is x1, so this is y1. This is x2, so this is y2, okay? So y2 minus y1, 12 minus 6 over negative 1 minus a negative 4. So that's plus a positive. So 12 minus 6 is 6. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3, meaning your slope is 2. Now what?
Put it in point slope form.
Put it into point slope. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. How? You may use either point, okay? Which point do you guys want to use?
4, 6.
Okay, so if we do the negative 4, 6 with this slope, we're just dropping that into this equation. So y plus or minus?
Plus.
Or y minus 6.
Minus 6, right? The formula is subtraction, so with a positive 6, it's y minus the positive 6. Yes, y first. So y minus 6 equals, what's next? 2, the slope. And then x plus 4. Minus a negative 4 is x plus 4. Why don't you try number 17 on your own or with your neighbor right now? Write the equation of the line perpendicular to that line, but goes through that point. Try that.
You get y minus 7 equals negative 4 times x plus 2/3. What do you mean?
No, y minus 7 equals 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
buddy.
Is there a meeting?
All right, if we want to be perpendicular to that equation, what do we know?
The slope has to be opposite.
The slope,
Opposite.
okay, our perpendicular slope has to be what?
An opposite reciprocal.
Opposite reciprocal, which is 3/2, right? Change the negative to a positive and flip it over. Okay, so here's my new slope. And here is my point. So we put that into point slope. What did you get? Y -7
3/2 x plus 4.
equals 3/2 times x minus a -4 is plus 4. Okay, pay really close attention on the test. Did I ask for parallel? Did I ask for perpendicular? Look at your slopes, okay, and look at the words. Yes, ma'am.
So if you would have asked for parallel, the slope would have just stayed the same.
If I would have asked for parallel, it would have been y -7 equals a -2/3 times x plus 4. Yep. So this would have been parallel. This would have been perpendicular. Right? So we're only using the slope from that first line and then the same point for both. Okay, a little bit of graphing and then we're done. If I ask you to graph y equals -1/2 x minus 1, where do you move first? Up, down, left, or right? Down 1, right? That's your y-intercept, so down 1. And then where do you move from there?
To the left, 1 down, 2.
Other way, rise over run, right? So up and down first and always to the right. So a -1 is going to go down 1 and then 2 to the right and plot that point. And if you want to do a few more, down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2, you can. This would be your line. Where do you go for the next one? 4x minus 5. Down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where do you move from there?
4 over 1.
Right. A positive 4 is 4/1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And we get, that line. So those are both slope-intercept form. This one's point slope, right? This one starts in point slope form. So what is your point and what is your slope?
It's -1, 2.
Okay, so remember it's opposite and in the opposite order. So this is a -1 for your x value. This is a +2 for your y value. And then what is your slope?
2, 3. Wait, what does it say? 3, 4.
3/4. Okay. Which of those do you plot first? The slope or the point?
Point.
The point. So you go -1, 2. And then where do you move for a slope of 3/4?
Of 3 over 4.
1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. So you get that point and you draw the line in. What kind of line is x equals 3?
Up 3.
X equals, and maybe you want to write this down. X equals is vertical, right? Y equals is horizontal. So the value of 3 for x, if x is always 3, it's here, 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 here. It's all of that, right? So x equals 3 is that line. If I said graph y equals -2, that's a horizontal line at -2. Questions?
Could we cross our midline?
Yeah, cross it.